So I want to turn it over to the Provost of Duke University, Peter Lang. He's been the Provost here for quite a while, since 1999. He's a political scientist who came here from Harvard in 1981. Big supporter of interdisciplinary work, a big supporter of the Global Health Institute. And I want to turn it over to Peter Lang for some closing remarks.
I know you all have been at work for much of the day, so I'm not going to keep you for very long. I think the remark that was just made about the breadth of the challenges that the global health agenda is facing now as compared perhaps to the first phase is a very important observation in terms of the ways that universities actually or why they're so critical to engaging the global health issue, because of course the breadth of knowledge which we at the university can bring to bear on these issues is critically important. But of course it also matters that a university be willing and able, and I would stress more the able than the willing, to muster all of that knowledge in a coherent way that allows us effectively to bring that knowledge to bear on these various global health challenges. And it's in that sense that I want to just say a few things about Duke in relationship to this. So for a decade and more, in a more focused way for the last 6 or 7 years, Duke's really had 3 critical themes which we've thought identified us strategically and gave us a fairly specific profile among universities. The first of which was just mentioned is our commitment to interdisciplinary studies, to studies really across disciplines. And at Duke, I think one of the striking things, and I'm very happy that Victor is here, one of the striking things is really that we've been able to do that not just across disciplines in arts and sciences, not just across disciplines on what we here at Duke call the campus schools, but also with the medical school and with nursing. And for those of you who know other universities, you'll know that latter divide can sometimes be so great that nobody can overcome it. Sometimes it even has a river, right? I've known places where there's a river across the way, but even without a river, it can be a great divide. And we at Duke have really been able, through the cooperation and the will of the leadership from top to bottom, to bridge all of those gaps and thereby make interdisciplinary studies central, or interdisciplinary research and teaching central to what we do at Duke. The second one is a critical emphasis on becoming a global university. That is, in multiple senses, but the one I want to stress today is global in the sense that we're a university which is committed to looking at and addressing and bringing our knowledge to bear, and that's the third thing which I'll come to in a minute, bringing our knowledge to bear on global challenges, not just on challenges in the United States or North Carolina, although we consider, believe it or not, both North Carolina and Durham, North Carolina as parts of the globe, which sometimes is not. You focus away or you focus at home. But of course, some of the same issues and health challenges that are appearing in other parts of the world now are ones which we've had for many years. And in fact, part of the shock, really, I think, as people are looking around the globe, is the fact that these challenges are starting to emerge so aggressively in other parts of the globe when we thought they were really perhaps a product only of the most advanced economies. The third commitment is putting our knowledge at the service of society. That is, really recognizing that Duke as an institution has an obligation, but it also can have an enormous commitment effect on all of our faculty and on our students to engage the global challenges in the world and to see how what we do in the classroom and how what we do in research on our campus can relate to these broader global challenges. The Chronicle story?
I told him, yeah.
Oh.
You even had a slide showing it.
You can tell it, it'll be different from
Okay, so we hire Mike. He's here for a week. Really, it was a week.
Yeah,
he's here for a
12
week.
days.
And, 12 days. Yeah, I did tell it differently. All right, so he's here for a week, but I'm telling it my way. He's here for a week, and the Duke Chronicle, which is our student newspaper, runs an editorial saying, what's happening in global health? I mean, the guy's been here a while, and we're not seeing, and there was, that nothing's happened, okay? Now, that's a very important thing, not because it's funny, which it is, but much of what the Chronicle writes is funny, but rather because it shows you the tremendous amount of pent-up energy that was already in place when we were able to launch this global health initiative and then invite Mike to assume the leadership of it. And that pent-up energy has not abated. The certificate is growing. The number of students engaged at all levels is growing. The intersection with our Duke Engage program has made a tremendous set of opportunities for our students. And of course, it also drives so much of our research. So now I want you to think about those three things: interdisciplinary, global, knowledge of the service of society. It's the intersection of the three that both makes the global health initiative so powerful and that makes our broader commitment so powerful. Because the challenges that arise in putting knowledge to the service of society are not going to be challenges which are only confined to our boundaries, to our borders. And they're not going to be challenges which can generally be addressed with only one discipline. Whether you're a student or a faculty member, as soon as you get in the field and really are out there trying to address these, you recognize that the problem is not just having the right technology, it's not having the right cure, it's being able to bring all of the factors together that allow that cure, that technology or that cure to be delivered to the single individual. And that is so critical, and that's why the blending of the three has made this so powerful on our campus, and I think is also part of the explanation of the success that you've heard about today and that you were mentioning earlier, especially as the agenda broadens. So I know you've been spending time on talking about the spread of malaria, providing safe and adequate water supplies, ensuring everyone on Earth has access to quality medical care. These require the breadth that a university can bring to bear. And as I've tried to stress, we put incentives in place, we've changed the structure of how we promote people, we've changed the structure of how people do research and how the returns from that research go back to the units in which they work. We've changed from top to bottom, from the most trivial, instrumental concerns to the broadest cultural concerns, to try to build a culture at Duke which enables us in a powerful way to meet this mission. And having the Global Health Institute has been perfect for it. Obviously for the reasons I already said, but also because we've had fabulous leadership. And I have to tell you, Mike, how many jobs are you doing now? 3, 4?
Too many.
Yeah, too many. I won't go into that. But we've had fabulous leadership. We've had faculty rise to the opportunity. We've had students rise to the opportunity. And in doing so, we're actually changing the culture itself, because having a success like global health feeds back on the broader culture so that we can apply the same kind of lessons and the same kind of success in other areas as well. Now you might say, okay, that's great. You put in this money at the front end. Victor and you did that. That was when things were plush. But now, now that was all 2006, 2007. You remember the world was different then. But, are you going to follow through? And the answer is, we're most definitely going to follow through. And we've just committed to Mike, who's been renewed as director of the Institute, the kinds of resources that are going to enable us to go forward. It's not like we haven't created incentives for him to raise money outside. I don't want any of you to believe that, especially not you, Mike. But we have a fundamental commitment to carry this forward. When Mike was appointed director, and I'm going to close with this, shortly thereafter he brought me a list of something like 50 faculty positions that he wanted to fill for global health. And I said, you know what this is, Mike? This is a chutzpah list, okay? This is a list which shows you have ambitions which probably exceed your grasp, but go for it. Well, I think we're up to about 35 now. 30 now. And we're going to meet that chutzpah list, and we're going to exceed it over the next few years. Because all of the benefits that we provide to the world feed back on us as a university and make us a greater university. At the same time, we can improve the world. So I thank you all for coming today. I thank you for participating in this grand effort, and I wish you a great reception, at which I hope to meet many of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So I just want to quickly thank you, Peter, for your kind words, for your leadership and your commitment, which I appreciate will be continued. And I think what is not, I think people don't realize is you've been at this interdisciplinarity for a long time, and it's really made a difference here. And previously becoming provost, you were part of the beginning of the thinking about Global Duke, and it's, you know, we're reaping the benefits of that. So thank you. We're really grateful for all that you've done. Richard, I owe you you're a wonderful moderator. When you're tired of ABC and you have any academic leanings, let us know. You've been in a great chair, and you know, I hope you've learned some of the wonderful things going on here and get an appreciation of what faculty and students and our partners are doing, trying to address them. I know we're not the only university doing this by any means, but as I said this morning, I think we're doing it in some special ways, and we'll say more about that this evening at the reception. But I think your being here was a real inspiration to us, and I want to thank you on behalf of everyone here. And for those of you who stayed so long, in about 35 minutes, please join me for a celebration at the Duke Gardens. It will be starting pretty close to on time because there's another event on the campus tonight, and President Broadhead can only be with us right at 6:30. We'll also have, as I mentioned this morning, a slideshow, which I hope to embarrass a few of you, and also a video, which we're very grateful that ABC News has done for us. It has some of you in it from the field, but we're very grateful that ABC has helped us put this video together as part of our collaboration. We'll be showing that this evening as well. Thank you all for coming. I hope today gives you some commitment, recommits you to doing more, to helping us find solutions and to working together, and above all else to make a difference. Thank you.